Redwood Valley was one of those small American towns where everybody knows everybody, and strangers might as well be wearing neon signs. It was tucked away in endless redwood forests, surrounded by misty hills. The place was beautiful, but it had secrets, the kind that get buried deep in the soil and forgotten. 16-year-old Maya Turner had lived there her whole life, but she never quite felt like she belonged. Her escape was the woods. She loved hiking, taking pictures of wildlife, and just dreaming of a life that was bigger than the one Redwood Valley had planned for her. Her dad, Deputy Jackson Turner, was always telling her not to wander too far off the trails. He'd say, "There are places in that forest even the maps forgot." One evening, with the autumn sky on fire, Maya was hiking a trail she knew by heart when she saw something weird. A pulse of blue light, just one, like a single heartbeat, flashing deep in the forbidden sector of the woods. Nobody was supposed to go there. The signs were clear, restricted federal land. But Maya never bought that story. Curiosity was a stronger pull than fear. The next morning, Say went bike, but this time she brought her best friend, Ethan Brooks. Ethan was a tech nerd, a kid who ran on curiosity and a complete lack of caution. The deeper they went into the woods, the quieter it got. It was unnatural. No birds chirping, not even wind rustling the leaves. And then they saw it. A massive metallic structure, half buried in the earth, its surface covered in glowing patterns they'd never seen before. Ethan's voice was a whisper. "Dude, this is not military." Before Maya could even think of a reply, the ground started to rumble. A door slid open on the strange metal surface, and a soft beam of light poured out, almost like an invitation. Inside, they found a chamber filled with floating screens. They showed maps of Earth, galaxies swirling with stars, and one phrase, repeated over and over in plain English: "The last light approaches. Prepare." "What does that mean?" Maya whispered, her voice barely audible. Just then, the screens flickered. A hologram of a tall, ancient-looking figure shimmered into existence. Its voice was like 1,000 whispers all at once. "You are not meant to be here." Ethan was frozen solid, but Maya, her heart pounding, stepped forward. "Who are you?" Her own voice was shaking. "We are the Archivists. We came long before your cities, your nations, your understanding of the universe. We watch, we preserve, and your world is in danger." Maya's heart was hammering against her ribs. Danger from what? The hologram's image shifted, showing a terrifying sight. A massive, dark shadow swallowing a planet whole. A cosmic force called the last light. When it arrives, stars die. Worlds collapse into nothing. We hid our outpost here on your world to protect your species should the day ever come. Maya's throat felt tight. "So, how do we stop it?" The Archivist's reply was chilling. "You cannot stop it, but you can survive it." The metallic floor rumbled again, and a hidden panel slid open. Inside was a smooth crystal sphere, pulsing with that same blue energy. "This device can shield one world. You must activate it from the forest's heart, where the energy lines of this land all converge." Ethan finally broke his silence, looking at Maya, his eyes wide with a mix of terror and absolute excitement. "We're really doing this, aren't we?" Maya just nodded. In that moment, she wasn't just some girl who liked to wander the woods anymore. She was someone the world needed. By the time they got back to town, the sky was already wrong. Thin cracks of light were tearing across the clouds, like the very fabric of the atmosphere was splitting apart. People were starting to panic. Phones were dead. Cars stalled in the middle of the street. Maya sprinted to find her dad. "Dad, the forest, it's not what we thought, and we have one chance to save everyone." At first, he didn't believe her. Who would? But then the earth shook violently, and a pulse of blinding white light cut straight through the sky. Deputy Turner looked at his daughter, not like a kid anymore, but like someone he had completely underestimated. "Lead the way," he said, his voice grim. They drove as far as they could until the roads literally started to collapse. The rest of the way, they ran straight into the heart of the redwoods. toward the oldest, most ancient tree in the entire valley. As they got closer, glowing lines of energy began to appear on the forest floor, all leading to the same spot, just like the Archivists said. Maya knelt down and placed the crystal sphere at the base of the massive tree's roots. "Please work," she whispered into the tense silence. The sphere lifted into the air. It started spinning, faster and faster, until it burst open with a wave of brilliant blue light. The light washed over the valley, then spread across the sky, blanketing the entire world. For a single, breathless moment, everything fell, completely silent. And then, the cracks in the sky sealed themselves shut. The normal sun came back out. The birds started chirping again. The world was still there. It had lived. A year later, Redwood Valley was rebuilt. But the world had changed forever. Scientists were scrambling for clues. Governments demanded answers. But Maya and Ethan kept their secret. They knew humanity just wasn't ready for the truth. Not yet. Sometimes, on quiet nights, Maya would look out her window and see a soft, familiar blue glow deep in the trees. The Archivists. They were still there, watching, waiting. She had saved her world. And a part of her knew that one day, she might have to do it again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more.